guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Will here. Today I have an actual piece of content which I have not made a video in a while since my Rayquaza deck, and I am updating that, currently doing some work on it, but right now I want to show off the deck I'm currently playing in standard, and that is Pikachu Zekrom. Now, the list I'm going to show off today plays one of the new cards from Chilling Reign, which I have been testing it with a little bit, not a ton. It seems okay, but that is going to be with Avery for a little bit of a control element. I mean, not the most helpful, because if you are using Tag Bolt GX, you're going to want to have stuff to snipe. But post GX attack, so maybe like turn 4 or so, you can use Avery, sort of control their bench, and start knocking stuff off. In Eternatus matchups, Avery is amazing. You get to draw 3, and then out of the 7 or 8 bench they have to discard until they have 3. So they're losing basically 5 if they've got a full bench. And Eternatus plays no like Pokemon Recycle, so Avery completely destroys it. Now that's one of the reasons I think Eternatus is going to be not so great post rotation, but I definitely do think it has a chance. So to start the list off, I want to make sure I have this all in the camera. I run this deck with the Jirachi engine. That's pretty standard for Pikarom. Some people don't play that, like the Mewtwo Mew variant runs Boltund, which I do play in here, but I do run the Jirachi engine for setup. Next, I've got 3 copies of Pikachu Zekrom. That's going to be your primary attacker, and that's why I run 3 copies. And obviously, as our early game energy acceleration, we have 2 Boltund V. And then secondary attacker, 1 Raichu. Now for our extra little bit of draw support, we have 2 Dedenne, 1 Eldegoss, and 1 Crobat. So Eldegoss, Crobat, and then the double discard. Nice. And then last but not least, we got Tapu Koko Prism for Dance the Ancients to accelerate those energy. And that's it for the list's Pokemon count. Yeah, so basically what you're trying to do with the deck here is set up turn 1 Jirachi or turn 1, turn 1 Boltund. Either of those is going to be helpful because you start the Jirachi, you go first, you can search out a supporter for next turn. A quick ball, search yourself out a Pikarom or a Choo-Choo or even a Boltund if you need that for next turn. Which is super helpful. Then if you start Boltund, you want to go second, right? And then you want to be able to use Electrify, power up Pikachu Zekrom, and then be full blitz in turn 2, right? And that's just super great all around. Very helpful to have the ability to do that. And that's where the Jirachi engine is helpful, though, because you can search out all the stuff you need. Then the rest of the stuff is pretty basic. Like, you probably know why I run everything else. Dedenne, pretty obvious. That's our draw support. Crobat, backup draw support. Eldegoss, that's supporter recycle, and then Tapu Koko just for Dance of the Ancients, because that's just such a great ability. Letting you accelerate those electric energies is overall super nice, and just good to have access to some extra energy acceleration in the early or even mid game when you need to get something powered up. But moving on now to trainer cards. So first, I want to talk about items. Obviously, we've got 4 copies of Quick Ball, like most decks in standard run. So the 4 Quick Ball makes perfect sense. Then I also run 3 copies of Pokemon Communication. And that is there as some extra Pokemon Search. And then, since we run quite a few Electric GXs, we just run 2 copies of Electromagnetic Radar. And that's going to be it for Pokemon Search trainers. Next, we have some switching cards, which consists of 4 copies of Switch, alongside 3 copies of Air Balloon to give our stuff for retreat. Then we have just some extra trainers in here as well, extra item cards, and those are going to be 2 reset stamps, a Friend of Waves, and a Tool Scrapper. And then for our stadium of choice in this deck, we just run 1 copy of Swell as a good solid counter stadium. But what you're trying to do here, basically, with these items, Quick Ball, that's your consistency card. Primary Pokemon Search consistency. You've also got Calm. If you don't need a Pokemon in hand, you can just get rid of it. Phantom Waves in here, that's your energy removal option, because this deck does not run hammers. And we've also got Tool Scrapper, tool removal, stuff like Big Charm can be helpful. And then we have Swell as our counter stadium. If you're in a matchup that runs like, I don't know, like Path to the Peak even, because that came out in Chilling Reign as well. That's a solid card right now. But that is your counter stadium. Next we have our supporter cards as well. So first things first, I originally had a 4 count of this, but it is now a 2 count of research. I might even take down my 3 bosses and do 4 research or 3 research. But on top of that, we have 2 Marnie, 3 bosses orders, 1 copy of Malilana, and 2 copies of Avery, which what I did is I got rid of 2 research to add the 2 Avery, just test with that. I'm not 100% sure if I like Avery in this list as much as I like the 4 research, but I am just going to test with that for a little bit. But that is it for our supporters. Boss, that's your Gust, obviously. Avery, that's just a really cool, like, controlled / light draw aspect. Research, your primary draw. Marnie, a little bit more hand disruption. Malilana is extra switch / heal. I like Malilana in the Pikarom decks because Pikarom tends to get hit pretty hard, and it's not super high HP for 3 prizes, so having heal stuff in there is helpful. And Malilana is the way you are going to be healing your Pikaroms. Up next, obviously, this is going to round out the list. We've got energy, so 3, 6, 9, 10 basic electric. Move this up so it gets in the shot a little better. Let's do that and fix it. There you go. All right, so you got your 10 basic electric. And then on top of that, we have 4 speed energy to round out the list. Speed energy, there's a little more draw for you. That's 8 more cards you can draw if you don't prize them all, or if you don't prize any of them. Then you can draw 8 cards right there. It's overall really helpful to have some backup draw support in the list. But yeah, that is going to be it for this standard Pikachu Zekrom list, with a little bit of spice in Chilling Reign through the use of Avery, which I think is cool because that seems like quite an interesting card, especially because it is going to be such a good Eternatus counter. I mean, Eternatus is not a matchup to worry about with Pikarom, doesn't hit for weakness, but I think Avery is interesting, and I do like it. It hasn't really helped me much. I've been playing against a friend of mine. He's been helping me test it, but it's not, really not the best. I do like it, though. It's interesting. It's a very interesting inclusion. Can be searched with, what's it called? Jirachi, if I can even find that in this. Yeah, you can search it with Jirachi, so it's pretty helpful. It also gives you some nice draw and disruption, so that's why I think Avery's kind of nice with Pikachu Zekrom. So, yeah, that is going to be it for today's list. If you guys liked the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Always helps me out and helps me keep making more content. Hopefully, I'm going to have an updated Rayquaza VMAX deck profile coming soon because I do like that deck and I'm excited for it. Hopefully, in the near future, I can also get a sort of deck talk about Dhelmise VMAX because I do want to talk about that quite a bit. It's a fun deck. Dhelmise with the Rillaboom engine, Rillaboom box. We also run like Rare Candy in there, and from Chilling Reign we've got Echoing Horn. But Dhelmise does seem like it's going to be an interesting deck, so if you guys want to see that video, drop a comment, and I will definitely try to get that up. Coming soon. I'm going to be away for a week, but I might be able to upload a video during that time. But, yep, again, if you guys enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, drop a comment, any changes you would make to the list, and any advice you have for me with the list. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next deck profile or gameplay video.